So, me hearties, you were scrolling through Twitter the other day, and it was brought to your attention that Sea of Thieves finally has its PSN store page in preparation for the April 30th launch. Now, as someone who makes a lot of console fanboy salt videos, I am more than well aware of just how many times the PlayStation fanbase has dismissed Sea of Thieves because of the Xbox logo on the box. I am more than well aware of all the times that PlayStation fanboys on this stupid app have told people that Xbox games are completely terrible, no one wants Xbox games, they're all bad. Because naturally, if you're a PlayStation diehard, not a reasonably minded PlayStation fan, like I know many of you are, but if you're one of the weird diehards, you can't fathom why anybody would ever want to play a first-party game from another platform. So, imagine my shock, dear viewer, when the PSN store page for Sea of Thieves found itself at the very tip-top of the PSN top sellers list. Oh, how the turntables. And I admit, I was being a bit facetious there, but frankly, this isn't surprising, because given the fact that I am not a corporate slave who is not terminally online, it doesn't shock me in the slightest that Sea of Thieves is already doing so well on the PlayStation, because, shocker, Sea of Thieves is a popular game with a big following. And naturally, people on other platforms are going to want to play it given the opportunity. Like, everything here tracks. Everything here is completely logical, but I'm not making this video because something logical happened, me hearty. If I made videos on logical things that happened on the internet, I wouldn't make that many videos. No, we're here because all of those PlayStation fanboys that we love to laugh at on this channel of mine are now staring down the barrel of a complete identity crisis, because after years of dismissing Xbox games and claiming nobody wants them and nobody likes them, they now have to twist their brains into pretzels to come up with reasons why their own platform is now pre-ordering an Xbox game in droves. So come along with me hearty, because we're going to make fun of a bunch of PlayStation fanboys desperately trying to explain why now, after all these years of shit talk, their community is supporting an Xbox game, and that this is also definitely not a W for Microsoft, even though they're giving money to Microsoft. Like, a lot of it. So get some rum and summon your krakens and whatever else you do in Sea of Thieves. I don't know. I haven't played Sea of Thieves since like a free weekend in like 2018 or 19, whatever. Let's get started. Nick Marcial, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite fanboys to read because it's like, oh my goodness, this guy's takes. He says, we know how Xbox fanboys work. Sea of Thieves is getting good pre-orders on PlayStation, so the narrative is, see, we had games and you wanted them. If pre-orders were poor, the narrative would be, see, you don't buy games. Your games are now spoils of war, and like spoils will treat them. Yeah, but what you said is not happening, right? Oh, this would be the narrative of if pre-orders were bad. But they're not bad, are they? So who cares? Like, this is the most low-effort whataboutism I think I've ever seen. You're not even trying to refute the thing in front of you, you're just complaining about a thing that you admit is not in front of you. And you think this is a winning point somehow. You literally say, if pre-orders were poor, this would be the narrative, but they're not poor. So genuinely, what is your point? Rob Pitt says to everyone claiming Sea of Thieves is the best-selling pre-order on PS5, it's not, kinda. The best-selling tab updates on a daily basis, so it's based on recent data, so yeah, the game is the best right now because pre-sales literally just went live, but it doesn't mean it's been pre-ordered more than anything else on the PS5, it just means it's been pre-ordered more in the last 24 to 48 hours. People and sites are claiming it's been pre-ordered more than games like Stellar Blade. Nah, that's not how it works on the PSN site. So, you're upset that people were saying that Sea of Thieves was the best-selling pre-order on PS5. You're upset that people were saying that because at the time that they were saying that, it was the best-selling pre-order on PS5. You're upset that it wasn't in other times. I love this. Listen, you guys are saying that this game is pre-ordering really well, but you shouldn't be saying that because it wasn't pre-ordering at a time when you weren't saying it was the best pre-order. Like, bro, what? Genuinely, in what other situation would you be making this argument? A game tops the pre-order charts. So it did top the pre-order charts at one point, at least one point. But because it wasn't there for literally all the time, you're like, nah, it's really not the best-selling pre-order on PS5. because it didn't hold that title at the time that I deemed it to be required to be holding the title. Like, God, dude, you guys are reaching so hard. Just admit it. Admit the game is something that you wanted to play. Admit the game is something a lot of PlayStation players want to play, and go outside for once in your life. People aren't poking fun at the situation because it was the top pre-order for a few days or for 2 days. People are poking fun at the situation because the PlayStation diehards for literal years have been saying nobody wants this game. The fact that the pre-orders are selling well is the comedy. Killer Clown says, I see people in the comments saying here come the ponies, but alls I see is those Xbox gamers playing on a failed system that failed in the market. Yeah, you want to be childish? I will be childish simple. At least us ponies are successful. Just saying. Why do you have the sneezing guy emoji? Did you click the wrong one? Sneezing is not intimidating or good for arguments. I would argue sneezing actually makes your arguments worse most of the time. That was funnier in my head. I was going to move on. But just so we're clear, so you think if your first party games to go to another platform, that means it's a failed system? I wonder what other platform has put its first party games on another platform. Like, guys, console exclusivity, the way that it's been done up till like a few years ago, that's just a thing of the past. Corporations are recognizing that there's more money to be made on other platforms, and that hard platform exclusivity for games is just a bad idea, financially speaking. The fact that Xbox is putting its games on other platforms does not mean it's a failed system. It just means they're wanting to make more money. Brainium Basher's Damaged Brain Cell says, which will only convince Microsoft to do more and then probably give up on Xbox completely. You've been baited, every single one of you. So let's get this clear. They're making money off of Xbox consoles right now. They're making money off of Xbox games, off of Xbox Game Pass, but now they're going to make more money off of people who were never going to buy their console in the first place, and that's going to make them give up on Xbox completely. Making money off of people who were never going to give them money before, that's going to make them give up on the Xbox completely. That's really stupid. I almost called you Frostbite Furry, but it's Frostbite Fury. Your name is still terrible. Honestly, Frostbite Furry might even just be better than Frostbite Fury. Because if you were Frostbite Furry, you'd at least be leaning into the stupid name. Frostbite Fury makes you sound like you're taking the stupid name seriously, and that's just dumb. Change it. Change your name. Change your whole identity for me, because I said so. He says, that is actually hilarious. It just shows you how little demand there is for the Xbox brand. That's right, kiddos. Evidence that there is demand for the Xbox brand is actually evidence of how little demand there is for the Xbox brand. The fact that people are giving money to the Xbox brand despite not even having an Xbox console, that shows there's little demand for the Xbox brand outside of the console. I really don't think you thought this one through, but Henrique says man is straight up lying in response to this post. That's just pointing something out that is happening. Okay. When in doubt, just deny the thing exists. That always works. Ether says the whole slate is coming. I love when PlayStation dudes use the whole slate thing, like as a mocking point of Xbox, because you guys are the same people who also pissed your pants every single time someone said the word whole slate in response to a PlayStation PC port. Like, you don't get to claim this now. Sorry if that's petty. I don't know what else you were expecting from this channel. But like, you guys were whining about the words whole slate for literal years. You don't get to use it as your own now. It's not yours. It's not your meme. Don't touch our memes. I admit I don't know how much of a PlayStation duty this Ether guy is. So apologies if I just made you a punching bag for this, but TLDR is don't repurpose the whole slate meme. It's just dumb, and it's not your meme. Snowblade says that's called corporate win. Meanwhile, those who have bought a $500 machine from Microsoft can't even play the recently announced third-party titles that will be coming to Nintendo, PlayStation, Steam, and Epic Games, but won't be available on the Xbox. Couple things. Do you think it's a corporate win, but not for Xbox, that they're now making money off people not in the Xbox hardware ecosystem? Like, you think free money is not a corporate win for Microsoft? That's first of all. Second of all, what recently announced third-party games are coming everywhere except Xbox? I can't think of any major third-party games that are coming to Switch, PC, and PlayStation, but not Xbox. I could just have missed something dramatically, but I'm not thinking of any. I'm sure someone will yell at me down in the comments, but my point is what you're describing here is not nearly a common enough occurrence for you to think that Microsoft now making money off of PlayStation with their first-party games somehow offsets this. Like, you're saying this is a corporate win, not for Microsoft. But genuinely, I'm failing to see how it's not a corporate win for Microsoft, regardless of whether or not there are a bunch of third-party games not coming to the Xbox platform. Warhammer Dave, get ready for Gears, Halo, and Forza this fall as PS5 Pro launch titles. Microsoft executives said, fuck your Xbox console, just get a PlayStation. Hashtag PlayStation. Or Microsoft executives said, maybe we should make these games available to more people because we can make more money off of other people. And if you really want to take the ultra pro consumer approach, like viewpoint of this is a good thing for gamers, because now if you wanted to play fucking Gears or Halo or Forza, but you didn't want to buy a PC, now you have an option in consoles. Meaning if you actually wanted the PlayStation more than the Xbox, but the Xbox had these handful of games, you are now in a more pro-consumer position because you have selection of hardware. You have choices in hardware, and this is good for the hardware as well, because now that not as many games are being held hostage, the hardware manufacturers will have more of an incentive to make their hardware better to entice the buyer in other ways than just holding software hostage. Less exclusives is literally good for everyone, but continue crying about you as a consumer now being in a better position than you were before. Keep complaining about that, I guess. FCO El Patron says the game will feel better on PlayStation with DualSense. L Xbox. Oh, so you agree that some people may prefer playing a game with a different controller than what the controllers are available for it before? That sounds like an objectively better thing than what we had before. You know, being able to play Sea of Thieves on a DualSense controller if you couldn't before, but now you can. But it's an L for Xbox to present the consumer with more options. Okay. PlayStation is here to save Microsoft profits. The PC is here to save Sony's profits. God, the mental gymnastics people are doing to take all the weirdest angles with Sea of Thieves on PlayStation is so strange. It's so weird. Just play the game if you like the game. If you don't like the game, don't play the game. But don't be so whiny about you as a consumer having more options now. And if you're trying to discredit the success of this game on the PlayStation, or you're trying to act like PlayStation gamers shouldn't buy this game or don't actually want to buy this game, even though they literally are buying this game, you know what? Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'll keep making videos. Toodles.